Okay, people, I'm about to show you how to go to a website, download music, and then use it in Final Cut Pro. So first we're going to open up our browser. We'll use Safari today, and we'll wait for Safari to load. And once Safari loads up, we will go to Incompetech website. This is a royalty-free website. So, and it's spinning. Okay, I'll press escape and type in Incompetech, and you see it comes up. I click on that, and now I want to go to the section that says royalty free music, and I'll click on that, and you see it's loading here, and hopefully it'll load a little quicker. There we go. Let's do a search, a full search, and we're gonna go by the mood or the feel. I want something that's bouncy, and I'm gonna search by bouncy, search by feel, and let's see here. For the sake of time, I'm going to say we want to use this Jaunty Gumption. We'll play it. Okay, I like it. I'm going to download it. So it's going to download to my computer. And you saw it's Safari. I love it. It bounces off the screen and goes down to the portion where it says downloads. And you see it's not quite done yet. And when that little blue bar fills up, it is done. Okay, now this is what we need to do. Final Cut Pro does not like to use MP3 files. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this MP3 file. The default way to open it is exactly as you would expect, iTunes. So I am going to convert this song. So let's go to this song. Now it's highlighted. No, you saw what I did. I went to it. I said go to the song, and it highlighted the song. Now what we need to do, let's pause this or mute it. Okay, so what I want to do is make this into an AIFF type file. That's the type of file that Final Cut Pro likes. So if I do a right click, we get a drop down menu, and you see where it says, this section says get album out artwork. Right down here it says create IFF version. That is what we want to use in Final Cut Pro. So I'm going to click on this, and it makes it pretty quickly. Now it's kind of hard to tell which one here is one we need, but I'll tell you how we find it. So once it builds it, which I think it has, we can go ahead and quit iTunes. We don't need iTunes, and we don't even need this open anymore. I'm going to go ahead and quit our Safari, and I'm going to go over here, and let's open up Final Cut Pro. Unfortunately, I don't have a project that we can already open, because I want you to realize it's better to open your project by clicking on it than to open Final Cut Pro, because sometimes you might get confused and start editing on a new project, and you don't need a new project. But I'm going to have to start a new one, and I'm just going to call it Jaunty Gumption. So we're waiting for this to load up. It probably is going to ask me if a capture device wants to be open. I don't have a computer, or excuse me, a VCR or camera hooked up to it. So what I am going to do, you see we got this spinning ball. We hate that. All right, let me go ahead and save it. You all should know by now, if you have a new project, you got to save it first. So save project as, and I'm going to call it, I think it was Gumpty. That may not be the name of the song, but that's what it's going to be called this time. Gumpty Junction. And I don't want to save it in this Hakeem folder. I'm just going to save it in documents, or for today for myself, desktop. And let's make a folder called Gumpty Junction. Okay, so I made a folder, and I'm saving the Final Cut Pro file, because it says FCP, inside of the folder that I've made. Make sure you name both of them and save both of them. And now to get that song in here, I'm going to import. Now see, I know how to use Final Cut Pro, and I want you to get a little bit better at it too. Okay, a whole lot better. I'm going to do the file. I'm going to go over here and just do right click and go to import. Now I don't need to search for the song. I know what it's called. Gumpty. Oh, it's Jaunty Gumption. I was way off, but anyway, you see that it has a couple of files. It has a IF version, that's the one we want, and it has the MP3. I'm going to go ahead and highlight both of them so you can see the difference. Okay, so luckily up here there's an extension difference. So this is what happens when you add in a MP3 file. looks exactly the same. I'm going to go ahead and drag it down and drop it in our A1 and A2 audio tracks. But you'll notice that it comes up red, and when I try to play it, well, I'm hearing nothing now, or there could be beeping. That's not what I want. Now, I could render it, but I don't want to render it. What I want to do is delete that, and I'm going to pull down this other file. Look what happens when I drop that in. It's not red. And guess what happens when I click on it and play it? You hear it. That's the reason why you want to use an AIF file in Final Cut Pro.